Welcome, Paulina, the medical intuitive, to my podcast, Random Spirit. Thank you so much for being on here. I'm so excited. Finally, I'm able to interview you. Girl, it's been so difficult with like summer and stuff, but how are you? How are you, girl?
Good, good. I'm happy to be here. Happy to connect with you again.
Yes. Okay. Um, love your accent. I think you had said you were from Russia, right?
Mhm.
My girl's
Yep.
from Russia. I am a Virgo. I'm very nosy. And how we're going to start off, I want you to tell us about yourself, like your background, right? Whatever you feel comfortable with. It's all about you, girl. Where are
Where do
you
I even begin?
from?
I'm from Russia, although I grew up in Kazakhstan. Back then, in 80s and 90s, it was all one country, USSR, and so it didn't really matter. And so I think probably we moved from Kazakhstan to Russia when I was 13.
Oh,
And it was like the time where Soviet Union was falling apart. And because my parents were from Russia, they felt like we have to move back home, closer to their families. And so we moved from Kazakhstan to Russia when I was 13. And
how was that for you?
um, you know, the moving by itself wasn't a big deal in compared to the whole
Mhm.
chaos that was happening,
Yeah.
when the country started falling apart, our small town in Kazakhstan didn't have any supplies. Like we didn't have food delivered.
Mm.
There
Oh.
was so hard to get any like basic groceries like a bread or
Yeah.
milk, anything like that. And
Mhm.
so I think my family was just thinking about literally saving us from starvation. And when we're out of probably first people leaving the town, and then those who stayed for like a year or two later, they actually struggled to survive through the winter because the coal wasn't
Wow.
delivered and they didn't have actual like fuel, to I don't know, keep like they had to actually break into other people's left houses and apartments and literally like I don't know, like burn furniture just to survive, to keep themselves warm. So
Wow.
it was kind of
Girl.
radical.
Oh my, that's a lot. And that was like in the 80s or 90s. I don't know the history of, that country, but
Yeah, it
wow,
was
girl.
1991, 92. Yeah,
I'm sorry you had to go through that.
I
Wow.
survived, and I think
No, yeah. Mm.
it taught me a lot.
Yeah. When did you move to the US?
That was actually a recent move. It was 2017. I mean, comparatively. I was already what 35, 36, and
Okay.
yeah, I was a independent woman when I moved. When I made a decision.
Period. I love that. Okay, all right, girl. I'm so nosy. What like is the like how was that? Just like moving at that age from like that culture to the US. How was that for you?
It was hard. It
Yeah.
was very hard. No, it's not just cultural difference, which is huge. It is huge. Like, don't get
Yeah.
me wrong. It
hmm
is. It is a lot. Language is different, but culture is different also because the Russian culture is very direct, and you always say what you mean. Whereas in the US, there are so many rules about like being nice and polite and saying
Yeah.
I'm fine, I'm okay, even when you're not fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of like appearance.
hmm
Whereas in Russia, I think people are uh, they're okay with being grumpy because if that's how they feel, they will be
That's
grumpy.
how they
And
feel.
mhm.
Dude, I love that. Oh my gosh. Okay, do you still have Do you feel like you still have that like Russian in you where you're like
Oh,
direct?
no, no, yes, yes, I do have a lot of this in me. And sometimes I have to warn people that, sorry for being direct because I'm from Russia.
I love that. Oh my God. Are you so okay? I love that. Are you teaching your daughter Russian? Like,
Uh, my husband says that I'm teaching her swearing in Russian more than actual Russian because if I swear, I usually swear in Russian.
as long as she knows, right? Oh my God.
You know, it
I
might be
love
more
that.
more culturally appropriate in the US because when she swears in Russian, nobody knows what she says.
Period. Let her, girl. You better teach. Wow. Is where did you meet your husband?
I met him in Montana.
Okay.
I
All
went
right.
for a trip to meet my spiritual teacher, and um, that was very important for me to have a training with her in her um,
Yes.
kind of home state where she had her own
Mm-hmm.
ranch and where she felt
Ooh.
comfortable. And I had an honor to meet her family, and
Mm-hmm.
it was very important to me. And the training that she was giving was intuitive anatomy instructor's course, which is for me was important. I wanted to teach other people how to see inside the
Mm-hmm.
body, and so I went to Montana, but I definitely didn't expect to, meeting my future husband there.
Like,
And an
how
interesting thing,
crazy.
yeah, an interesting thing, and you probably like no one else would understand the I felt the pull, like this something was pulling me to the US. Every time I would make a
Mm.
decision not to go, something would change and make me reconsider my decision.
Oh my God.
It was pretty powerful because when I thought, oh, maybe I shouldn't go. There are so many other ways how I can spend this money. And here, my teacher actually announces that to every student coming from Russia, she would offer scholarship. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, ooh, maybe I should go then. And then I'm about to buy a ticket and I'm looking at this, airlines and all the options. I'm like, oh, it's so expensive. Maybe I shouldn't go. And something's changing and I get like emails saying, yeah, there is a like sales from this
Wow.
airline to get a ticket. I was like, okay, maybe I should go. So it was funny how many times I would say, no, I'm not going. And then, oh, no, I probably should go. Because something in the environment would change and would make me actually make a decision go. So that's
That
how I ended up in
I feel
Montana.
like that was your spirit guides. It's like, wow, it's like for spiritual purposes. But then it like mind blows me. Like, wow, girl, you met your husband in it like in a spiritual environment.
Mhm.
That's powerful.
I mean, it was Tinder.
I
Just to
mean,
be honest.
well, okay. I mean, still, right? Wow. It's like, God, source, the universe really wanted you here in the US.
Yeah, but I think that the point is, and when I made decision to go on Tinder, I thought if I meant
Hmm.
to meet my partner, if I meant to meet him, it doesn't matter how it happens. Like the medium doesn't matter. Whatever it
Yeah,
happens through Tinder or somebody introduced me, it doesn't matter. If I'm supposed to meet him, I would better
you're
provide
gonna
as
meet him.
many opportunities as possible. And
I love
the
that.
funny thing is that uh, I I think I was about to leave the US already because I was done with my training. And my teacher was like, no, you're actually supposed to stay. You want to stay for the next 3 weeks. And I was like, but I can't. I have so many commitments back at home. I have to go
Yeah.
back. And she was like, no, you need to stay. And that night, when I'm about to jump on the airplane, actually leave Montana, some random guys invited me for dinner through Tinder. And I was like, sorry, dude, you missed me because I'm leaving tonight. And my teacher kept telling me, you need to stay for 3 more weeks. And I'm like, I can't. She's like, don't tell me anything, just think about it.
Hmm.
And I'm coming to my rental property to pretty much pack my things. And I'm talking to my mom on a speakerphone. I'm telling her I'm leaving tonight, and she's like, well, how was the training? I was like, it's cool. Vianna was amazing. And she was like, how did she tell you something? And she was like, and I said, my Vianna told me to stay. And so my mom was like, well, if Vianna told you to stay, you definitely need to stay. I was like, are you serious? Everyone is telling me to stay. And I'm like, maybe I should stay. And I'm texting my boss back in Russia, and I'm telling her, I know I have trainings that I'm supposed to conduct for employees. And what if I stay? Can we reschedule my training? Is it possible? And my boss doesn't answer me. And later I realized she doesn't answer me because it is nighttime in Russia.
The
But
time
I'm not
difference.
realizing it. I'm still kind of, do I stay? Do I go? And so I'm jumping in the taxi, pretty much go to airport, where on the way to airport, I got text from my boss saying, yeah, if you want to stay, feel free to stay. We will reschedule your training. And by the way, I can send you more money if you need. I was like, okay, I guess I'm staying. So I'm arriving at the airport just to, give them heads up that I'm not jumping on this flight.
Yeah.
Because I was already checked in for this flight, and I just giving them heads up. Sorry, guys, I'm not coming. Is there a way to get refund maybe, or it's too late?
Yeah.
So I had to turn back from the airport, and I decided to stay. And a few days later, I thought somebody was contacting me through Tinder, and I was like, maybe I should let him go, that I actually didn't leave, that I'm still here. And I'm so sending him a message, and he's like, okay, let's meet. And he ends up being my husband.
Oh my God, that is crazy. Not, oh wow. Your spirit guides really were like, you're staying, Polina. Like, I love that. Wow. What got you into the work that you're doing with the medical intuitive stuff? This is amazing, by the way. I feel like this is the future, right? Just like the medical intuitive and just like scanning, using your abilities. What got you into that?
It wasn't very happy circumstances. My father was diagnosed with cancer, and I felt that he has cancer before he was diagnosed. I knew something was off in him, and I felt like something was eating him from inside. And for some reason, I expected that he has a cancer. He will be diagnosed with cancer soon. Like I knew something was coming for him. And then he went to doctor, and he was diagnosed with colorectal cancer. And as soon as he was diagnosed, I was like, okay, that's it. That's the end for him. And of course, we were all trying to find how to reverse it. And, he went through lots of treatments, but he ended up dying from cancer, even after all the surgeries and treatments that
I'm
they
sorry.
did. And I think part of me felt really bad for not saving him, that we didn't find a solution for him and we didn't reverse it. And part of me also was curious about, I felt it before he was diagnosed. I knew something was off in his body. And I wanted just to explore it and to see if that's something real. Like, is it just my ideas, my fantasies, or do I have some kind of intuition? Because my intuition would pop up in other areas as well. Like, it didn't say anything in this situation with my husband, but there was many weird coincidence when I would knew something before I had a direct knowledge, but I knew something. For example, I had a boyfriend who was an actor, but I remember getting one magazine, and I'm reading magazine and an interview with one actress, and I'm like, I feel connected to her. I don't know how, but I feel connected to her. And a few months later, I found out that she was actually ex of my boyfriend.
Oh,
so
wow.
I had no idea. I didn't know anything about this woman that I saw
Mm-hmm.
on the magazine, she was gorgeous. And I was like, but I
Yeah.
feel somehow I'm connected to her. And
Yeah.
later I realized
Mm-hmm.
that, okay, she was like with
It was
my
amazing.
boyfriend for several years. They were together. So
Wow, girl.
I felt it. I felt it. I couldn't explain it, but I felt that I'm connected to her somehow. And so with this kind of signs from my intuition that I know intuitively, I know something and I just wanted to explore it. And I started practicing more and more medical intuitive. I would go inside the body and see what I can pick up. And sometimes it was surprising even to me that I would be right. And, I was, and I decided to take one training. And I remember it was total disaster for me because I thought all the people there were crazy. And the training was about intuitive abilities, about psychic abilities and
Mm.
stepping into them. And I thought all these people are crazy because back in the day, I was still teaching at university. I had my PhD in consumer behavior and I was all about data, empirical data
Yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
proof, evidence, and like, how can you I guess I had this, conflict in me, internal conflict
Yeah.
between looking for proof and evidence, and at the same time feeling like I do have intuition that's quite
Yeah.
powerful. And it was hard for me to be in between those forces. But then when I gave it a chance and I actually healed myself,
Mm-hmm.
um, that was an indication to me that okay, I do have something in me. And I had to believe that some other people might have psychic abilities or healing abilities, but not me. But when I gave it a chance and I actually saw that I can do it myself,
Mm-hmm.
I did it for myself, uh, that made me to reconsider everything and actually give it another chance and see what else I can do.
Wow. How long have you been doing this?
So the first healing that I experienced doing it for myself, it was in 2011. And then after that,
Oh,
I
okay.
started, my father was diagnosed with cancer in 2008.
Mm.
And then after that, I was kind of played with it a little bit. And in 2011,
Mm-hmm.
I took the first training and I realized that, yes, I do see what's happening inside the body. And more importantly, I can heal it using
Mm-hmm.
energy. Like I can actually, experience energy healing for myself and others. It was in
That's
2011.
amazing. Oh my gosh. Okay, so what are your like gifts? I guess like your psychic gifts that assist you in scanning. Is it the
I
feeling and the
I use all the senses. I at some point,
okay.
I decided to why focus on one? I can utilize all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I usually I would say I see inside the body, but I usually sense and I use all my senses.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I use smell sometimes. I can smell certain things in the body. Sometimes I
Okay.
use um, clairvoyance and I able to see certain things. And sometimes it's just direct knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I feel certain
Wow.
things in my body. Um, and I know when I'm doing intuitive body scan for someone and I feel like some neck tension or something, I know it's not mine. I know it's
Yeah, yeah.
my
Mm-hmm.
body is as a vessel to actually give me this sensation that is relevant to my clients.
That's just like amazing. Wow, what you do is amazing. As a child, like what did you want to be when you grow up?
Oh God, I wanted to be. I remember when I was maybe more like 10 or 11, I wanted to be a
Mm-hmm.
psychologist,
Mm.
which is
Okay.
which is partially what I do right now. I work with
Yes.
people's
Mm-hmm.
beliefs and feelings.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's like a little mixture. Okay, so like did you ever, I'm probably sure you never imagined doing what you're doing now.
No, no, never. I tell you more. I actually was not afraid of the body, more like a feeling of disgust. When I started
Mm.
first stepping into the body, I was like, ew, I don't want to see it. I don't want to know.
Yeah.
Because, and I think a lot of people have this kind of, ooh, I don't want to know what's happening inside my body. Like,
Mm-hmm.
as long as it's covered by skin, I'm okay, but I don't want to see what's inside. Because,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, we have so many beliefs about some, I think, like the physical
Mm-hmm.
needs of the body, sometimes perceived in our culture as dirty, you
Yeah.
know, or you need to go poop, or ew, like you need to go pee,
Mm-hmm.
ooh, like we kind of taboo them, right? We don't want to talk about them like they don't exist.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And for many people, what's happening inside the body is a mystery, and they're afraid of it, and they don't want to know anything about it. And I think that was my experience too. I didn't want to know anything about it, and I when somebody told me when I was like in my
Mm-hmm.
28 or 27, somebody told me you were a healer, and I was like, ooh, I don't want to be a healer. I don't want to have anything to do with the body. And they told me, no, you can actually be a healer of the heart. And I was like, okay, I'm good with it. We'll go with that.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
later I just stepped more and more in the body, and I began to love body. And I guess after I learned more and more about the body, I developed such a deep appreciation for our bodies and how much they
Mm-hmm.
do for us on a daily basis, how much our bodies
Mm-hmm.
do for us daily. It's such an incredible amount of work for
Mm-hmm.
us, not even, being aware of it and not really appreciating and taking it all for granted. And that kind of led me to becoming more, I feel like I'm a Lorax, I speak for the bodies,
You are. I love it. I love it. Do you ever like I see this a lot on like Instagram and Facebook sometimes where it's like when you wake up and you just like show gratitude, like thank your hands, thank your, your legs or whatever. Like, do you ever do that?
I do that, yes. Not every morning, but because my daughter wakes me
No,
up and
yeah.
says, Mama, it's time to go to school. But no, I do that. I
Yeah,
do
it's
some
amazing.
like a dry brushing for my skin.
Mm.
And while I do dry brushing, I definitely say thank you to my skin, to my legs, to my lymphatic system.
Yeah. I love that. Oh my goodness. What drives you to continue like what you do? Like what keeps you going in doing this amazing medical intuitive stuff?
One of the things I see how I can help my clients, how I can help people. Another aspect is probably so much misinformation that I see in our
Really?
environment, in our society, in our even in like internet. Go to Instagram. There's so much bullshit.
Can you give me an
Um,
example? I 100% agree with you, but can you give me an example of like the bullshit that you see on Instagram?
oh, for example, I saw just the other day,
Mm-hmm.
one of the fitness trainers was saying that it was kind of a poll they do in the poll, and they're asking,
Mm-hmm.
do you know what organ in the body is responsible for fat processing or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
And they're
Okay.
giving options: the liver,
Mm-hmm.
gallbladder, and the lungs. And everyone was
Mm-hmm.
like, liver, the liver, the liver, the liver. And like 70% of people say the liver. And this fitness trainer came back saying, no, it's actually the lungs. Oh my goodness, so many new things you can learn on Instagram.
Mm.
It's one of the,
Stuff
but
like
there are
that.
actually much more. Yeah, that like when sometimes I see some menopause experts saying that frozen shoulder is a symptom of menopause. Oh God, help me.
It's like a lot of misinformation. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, misinformation that some ideas, some beliefs that being spread by perceived
Mm-hmm.
experts, and
Mm-hmm.
it just it it's so sad for me knowing how many women being misled by those experts, whether it's the medical doctors or fitness experts or nutritionists.
Mm-hmm.
It unfortunately it is very misleading, and that first my impulse sometimes is just to leave a comment that you are wrong, but then I say, okay,
Yeah.
hold on there, because it's not
Mm-hmm.
gonna make a difference. Go back to your page
Mm-hmm.
and share what you believe, because
Yes.
making comments is not going to teach anything. It's not going to make difference. But no, going back to my page and actually doing video about what is true, I think that's what I'm doing, and that's why I think it's so important for me to keep going and keep spreading the
I
truth.
love that. I love that. I feel like a lot of people need to do that and not like,
Yeah.
Oh man. What's the most like challenging thing about being a medical intuitive?
Well, I'm a projector in human design, and
Me too.
you
Oh
too.
my
See,
God.
oh,
Yes.
high five.
I know.
And as a projectors,
Yes.
we're not supposed to share without
Yeah,
invitation.
wait. Yes, yes, yes. Mm-hmm.
And that's
Mm-hmm.
most challenging thing for me, because sometimes I see so many people struggling, and I want to help them, and I want to just tap on the shoulder, say, hey, I know what you're struggling with, I can help you. But I know
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to, and that's one of the most challenging for me, is to keep my mouth shut,
Mhm.
unless I'm invited to share my truth.
As a projector, I 100% can agree. I'm just like, oh, let me help you.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
um,
I
can
learned
you,
it the
is
hard
there
way.
like,
I learned it the hard
okay,
way.
how?
Yeah, because I used to give unsolicited advices to people. But then, one of my teachers back in the coaching institute told me,
Mm-hmm.
Polina, you have such a gift, and you have to honor your gift by sharing it only with those who pay you.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't pay you, they're not ready to receive the truth from you. So keep it to
Yeah.
yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I feel like I can relate. I can relate in the beginning of what I was doing. It's like it's like that energy exchange. Not every, and then it's like I've noticed that like when I used to do things for free, it's like people like they were fixated on something else, and I'm like, no, but it's this. And then
Mm-hmm.
they're just like going, and I'm just like, you know what? Whatever. I don't do that anymore. I learned my lesson. um, okay. Do you have like I don't know if you can share like a story from like someone that you've helped that like you feel like was really impactful that you want to share? Any of your
Um,
clients?
I mean, there's so many. Like
The first
every
one that pops in your head.
the first one, that was surprising even to me. I had a client with
Hmm.
joint problem, the knee. She had a very sore knees. There, like she couldn't walk. And I'm
Mm.
doing the session online with her, and uh, I'm I'm always tapping into the knee and what's happening, like what can you tell me, what kind of energy is there. And so I'm working with the emotional energy as well, if there's some sort of emotions,
Hmm.
or it takes me back to trauma that happened, like, I don't know, decades ago, and I will go there and we'll fix the trauma. And then I'm I'm always come up with a supportive protocol for joints, but in that case, I witnessed energy healing for her, and it was instant. She stood up and she didn't have pain. And I was like, ooh, wow.
Yeah.
Things we can, unimaginable things that can happen. And what she told me later, actually, what happened is that she went to bed, and she was like, she couldn't believe it. And she was listening to her knee, because like, is it really gone? How can it be gone? Like, and she couldn't believe it. And then she couldn't fall asleep because she was listening to her knee. And then
Wow.
it started, she felt pain again, and she's like, oh, okay. And she fell asleep after she felt the pain again. But then after she stopped paying attention to her knee, within a couple of days, it went back to normal, it went back to healing, because she stopped paying attention. But her mind was so attached to pain, and she couldn't believe that it was gone. And so she couldn't relax until she felt pain again. So that was kind of funny.
That's great. That's like some deep stuff. So like, I guess when you have pain in a certain area of your body, um, I'm trying to like see, because the way that I see it, it's like maybe first it's like trauma, it's in the outside, and then it like, I don't know, it affects you, it manifests into the inside, it becomes an emotion, and then you suppress it, and then it becomes like it manifests into whatever, whether it's pain or whatever it is, right?
I would say, how it manifests in the pain, there's always physical component to this. Yes, the root cause can be emotional, or like trauma energy that body stores. But at the same time, there's a physical component to this, which is usually inflammation caused by bacterial or more likely viral infection. And the connection is always there between emotional and physical. And I think when we have a trauma stored there, that would make this part of the body vulnerable to inflammation, and that how it draws viruses and bacteria to this area, and that's what's creating inflammation, and inflammation means pain, right?
To the body and the physical. Okay.
Yeah.
That's an interesting way to like put it. I feel like that's something that I've always believed. But I feel like nowadays you just kind of, at least for me, like watch what you say, because I feel like some people can get triggered. But yeah, I believe that 100%. I love that you're doing this kind of work. Like,
I love it
I'm
too.
telling you, girl, you are like a part of the future.
I hope so.
What was it? What was it? I think it was like a video or something, someone that does something similar to you. But it was like a little different, and they were able to see okay, so the story was there was someone that was like something was wrong with them. They went to like their doctor, and the doctor was like, "No, you're fine." They kept letting them go. And then the person went to like some type of like spiritual, medical, intuitive, and they scanned the body, and then they found the source of the pain or the issue, and it was behind a certain organ, and the doctors couldn't see it. So then the person told them, hey, this is it. And then they went back to the doctor like looked, and they're like, oh, we didn't like catch it, but we seen it. And that, I mean, stuff like that is just like so amazing. You know, where it's like you use your abilities to be able to see, and it's just like, wow.
I think what I found myself good at is actually being the bridge between emotional or mental and physical, because I don't claim to be medical doctor, right? I don't have a medical degree. I'm not qualified to diagnose, but what I'm good at is to actually see the connection between physical and mental or emotional, right? The
Yes.
energy of
Mm-hmm.
emotional is still there in the body. And like in the world we live in, if you have a mental problems, you go to a therapist,
Yeah.
right? Mental healthcare professional. If you have physical problems, you go to a doctor, and then
Mm-hmm.
more likely you will go to a specialist who is specializing in a
Yes.
particular system, right? OBGYN
Mm-hmm.
or I don't know, endocrinologist,
Yeah.
right? But
Mm-hmm.
they all kind of experts in different areas,
Yes.
but the
Mm-hmm.
body exists as whole with all these
Mm-hmm.
complex systems, right?
Yes.
And so I'm someone who is actually seeing them being intertwined and influencing
Mm-hmm.
each other, because the
Mm-hmm.
emotional aspects will always affect the physical aspects. Whenever you're in
Yes.
stress, it will have an impact on your
Mm-hmm.
liver, on your adrenal glands, on your immune system. It will all suffer from your stress, right? And so if you have stored emotions, feelings like resentment or fear in
Yeah.
your body, it will have negative impact on your physical organs. The other way around, the things you have in your body, like toxins, for example, in the brain, or overloaded sluggish liver,
Mm-hmm.
will have impact on your mental health,
Yeah.
right? And the many healthcare professionals and therapists that I work with, they don't realize it until they learn it working with me, right? That there is actual physical component of mental health.
Yeah.
If you lack certain vitamins, like vitamin B, for example, it will be hard for you to regulate your emotions. Almost
Mm-hmm.
impossible. If you have
Mm-hmm.
overloaded liver and toxins, heavy metal, for example, being in the brain,
Yeah.
it makes almost impossible for you not to be depressed or have anxiety.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we have this gap between health, like physical body practitioners, and mental health practitioners. They,
And this
I,
is where you come in.
yeah, and this is where I can be helpful.
Mm-hmm. 100%. Girl, if you ever think about doing a podcast,
I'm thinking
just
about it.
because I'm like, it's just so, like, I feel like you're speaking to me. Like, it's just so interesting. And a lot of the stuff that you say is just like, because it's, just recently, I've been having a lot of, I don't know what it is, but I'm like super tired. I went to the doctor and it was
Mhm.
funny. She goes, it's because you're a mom and because you have 3 kids. And I looked at her and in my head and like, I like intuitively, I feel like it's something energetic, but just, um, to make sure that like I'm like healthy. There's times like I just get so tired. I just want like I'm just like, ugh. And like when I went to and she literally told me, she goes, yeah, you're completely healthy. Like we checked your thyroid and everything. She goes, it's because you have kids. And I'm looking at her and I'm like, you're telling me I'm feeling the way I'm feeling because I have 3 kids? Intuitively, that doesn't sit right with
Mhm.
I'm like, girl. But and then she something about vitamin D. Honestly, personally, this is just me. I don't like doctors. The last time I went to the doctor, aside from I think it was like the beginning of this month. When was the last time, girl? The last time I went was 2018.
Mhm.
Aside from the time, obviously, when I had my son, I went to the OB. It was just the OB. But I don't have like a good relationship with doctors. And then I had a surgery with my gallbladder. But anyway, yeah, it's just so interesting. It's just so interesting. And like I've been thinking like maybe I should get like a body. I might have to come, like I might have to book with you, girl. Cause it's like I know it's like energy. I know it has something to do with that. I know it's probably with the chakras, whatever, but it blew my mind, Paulina, when she looked at me dead in the face and she said, You're super tired. Like there's time my eyes go blurry, like sometimes I want to pass out, whatever. And she goes, It's your kids.
It's your adrenal glands.
Probably. Oh Lordy. I was
I'm
like,
gonna be, by the
girl.
way, no, it's what you're talking about is very important. And
Mm-hmm.
I think it's so common, unfortunately, to
It is.
be dismissed by doctors. It's like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
it's normal for your age, or it's, you know, all moms feel this way,
Right?
instead of actually helping us to get to the root cause of the problems.
Yeah. And then she told me, she goes, oh, in 6 months we'll do another checkup. And I'm looking at her like the whole time my face was like this. And then after she goes, oh, she dismissed me, and she goes, yeah, we'll do a checkup in 6 months. And then she left, and I was just like in awe. And I was like, you know what? I'm not coming back. Something told me not like something about that doctor. I might have to go to another one. But still, like something told me like, So then after I just grabbed my things and I was supposed to like make an appointment, but I was like, I got in my car and I left. I was like, oh my God. So like honestly, really, I thank you for like your gift and just like what you do, because I'm telling you, girl, I get these like visions of like the future. And I feel like people don't realize like you have people like you, and then like in other areas too, where it's like, you have, I think you explained it as like a bridge. You're like that bridge, right? And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
what you do is very, very important. And I love that, girl.
Thank you.
I love it. Okay. Do you have any advice in anyone that wants to do the work that you do? Any advice for anyone that's just like, I guess like someone that was like the younger version of Paulina in Russia, like in another country? I don't know. Do you have any advice in for someone like that?
I would probably say, most important, be okay with making mistakes. Like, get used to making mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Get over yourself and the sense of perfection, and just get used to making mistakes, because that's how you learn.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we're so afraid of being wrong that we don't do anything at all, right? But that's how you become a master, is that you learn from your mistakes. You make mistakes and you learn from them. It's, at some point, I think we need to let go of fear to mess up, and like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I probably there was a certain moment in my, I guess, career, if that's what I'm
Yeah.
calling it, when I decided, just, screw it, I'm gonna just go and work with clients at the level I can, and I'm gonna help them as much as I can. It's gonna be imperfect, but I will do what I can, because that's how you start learning. When you just sit at home and you just read books, or imagine yourself doing it, it's not going to be as good. Like, you need to get yourself out in the field and working with the real people. That's how you get better.
Yes. I feel like that's a little message for me. But I love, no, because I 100, like, 100% can relate, like on my spiritual business. I'm going to take that. And it's funny because I pulled cards for myself yesterday and my spirit guys told me, just action, just do it. Like, what are you waiting for? And I'm like, but there is this part like in the psychic realm, in the psychic ability, it's like I'm okay, like, take what resonates. If I'm wrong, please let me know, like whatever. I'm okay with being wrong, but like when it comes to actual like business and interacting and like being like, I guess, trying to like gain more clients and stuff, that's where I'm just like, ugh, um but just go out there and just do it, Cynthia.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And, like, we're humans. We are here to learn on this plane of existence, right? We're here to learn and grow. How are you going to learn and grow if you're not making mistakes?
Period. I want to know, what is your zodiac sign?
I don't know. I wish somebody would tell me. I'm somewhere between Gemini and Cancer because I'm June 21st, which is what is like summer solstice.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And some people say it's
You're
Gemini and
right.
some say it's Cancer.
Do you have the time of birth that you
Yes.
no?
It's
Okay. Yeah.
8 a.m. in
Um
the morning.
in Russia. I love that.
Yeah.
Um okay. No, that's interesting. After this, I'm gonna have to look because like it's interesting. You give very I love your energy. I feel like it take maybe it's the Russian in you, right?
It is.
I feel no, 100%. I feel like it's like I love and I'm like attracting these women that are like it's like you're in your power. You have this directness and I love it. But also there's a nurturing side to Paulina. It's like, you know, you have this nurturing, like listening, like it's just the energy that I feel. And I love that because it's like you embody the divine feminine and that divine masculine and you merge it together, right? I love that. I really, really do.
Thank you.
Oh Lordy. Okay. Lastly, I'm gonna be pulling cards, but I think I said something about this already, but I'm gonna do it again. Oops. What is the like most favorite thing about what you do? I'm pretty sure you answered this, but just pull something else too. Like what else is it that you absolutely love?
I love I don't know if it's all thing about all projectors, but I love learning. I love
Yeah.
learning more and more and more and more. And I love going deep and deeper and deeper and learn more. Like I just love the whole process of investigation and finding out the truth.
Oh my God. I love
And I think I'm in
that.
the right
Oh
place.
geez.
Yeah, I'm in the right place doing it when I work with the body.
You know, it's so funny because I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. This is the first card that I pulled. I don't know if you can see it. It says,
Yeah,
nourish your body with high vibing energy.
I like it. Yeah,
That's the first, and that's like your energy.
that's what I'm nourishing my body with.
What is that?
Smoothie, my smoothie.
Okay. Do you have any like, hold on. I think this is gonna, okay, hold on. Let me pause myself because I think this is gonna be, I'm seeing things. Hold on, girl. I'm like, Cynthia. All right. Here's the collective, and I feel like this message is for you, okay? All
Mm-hmm.
right. What am I seeing? I'm seeing a lot. Okay. I know you're medical intuitive, you're into like health, right? Um, why am I seeing it's funny how you showed me the smoothie because spirit showed me it's like
The
I don't know
smoothie
if
is
like you have
important.
a recipe that you can like do. It's kind of like bringing in, it's like, yeah, you do like the amazing things that you do. I don't know if you've been thinking about bringing in like, giving, oh God, giving like advice on like what to intake. Does that make sense? Like
Yeah,
giving a
of the
recipe
smoothie.
to a smoothie. Mm-hmm. And like it looks different for everyone because we all have like different bodies. Girl, literally, spirit is showing me that like again, let me know if you've been thinking about this. You're gonna bring so like we have this card, use your hands,
Mm-hmm.
and you're gonna be creating something with like your hands and you're gonna be like giving it to your clients. And it makes me wonder because I'm seeing health and I'm seeing like someone drinking something, someone eating something and taking it in. Have you thought of that?
I do that.
You do
I
that
mean,
already.
I'm not making smoothies for them, but when I work with my clients, I always create a healing protocol for them that has recipes, personalized
Oh my
recipes for
gosh,
them.
girl, I love that. Wow. Okay. Huh. That's interesting. Um,
And
Another
this is,
thing.
by the way, a smoothie that I recommend to all my clients. This is a heavy
Yeah.
metal detox smoothie, and I think it's must have for everyone. I mean, the certain ingredients can be changed and added, but the foundation is ingredients that remove toxic heavy metals from the body, and we all need it. All
Period. We do.
need it. Yes, if
We
you're
all do.
struggling with anxiety or forgetfulness or brain fog
Mm-hmm.
or depression, you need heavy metal
Mm-hmm.
detox smoothie. You know,
Mm-hmm.
if you have a stagnant liver, um, you need heavy metal detox smoothie. Like we all need it in the world we live in. Yes, we need
Mm-hmm.
heavy metal detox.
Oh, girl, in America, okay? I don't know about other countries, but in America, they put some nasty stuff in our food, okay? In our food, in our drinks. It's like, I don't know if you've heard, they were recalling apple juice at Walmart. I stopped getting that. They recalled eggs. They recalled waffles. And I'm like, is there
Yeah.
anything safe in the United States that we can consume?
Um, just focus on Whole Foods.
Right? Right? It's so
And even if
crazy.
you buy Whole Foods, like, and
Mhm.
if you buy organic Whole Foods, right? Still, I recommend to do some washing with a special agent to remove even like organic produce still has pesticides on them. They different, the quality of pesticides is
Right?
different, but they still there.
Uh-huh.
And so it should be washed with a special agent. And even if you wash it with special agent, your produce still will have some toxic heavy metals in them. You know, it
Mhm.
could be because of the soil where they grow produce. It could be because how they spray pesticides while the produce is growing, right? With the plants growing, they can absorb all of it. But unfortunately, there are, many studies that say even organic produce has levels of toxic heavy metals in
Yes.
them. So
100%. You can like go like to Trader Joe's or whatever. I mean, I've done it. And like ever since after 2020, I don't know what they did to the fruit, but nothing that I get lasts.
mm,
Like nothing lasts. And like even with an apple, like they have the wax around it. It's just
yes.
apples don't last in my house. Like, ugh, I don't know. I have to find like another brand, go to another store because I cut it open. It's like already brown, and I'm like, what is this? Like, I can't even. Anyways, my goal and my dream in 10 years is I want to move to Switzerland. I want to go to Switzerland. I want to get out of the United States. I want to go to Europe, and hopefully they have better things over there. I love the US. I'm blessed, thankful that I have, you know, what I have here. But that's my goal, girl. I'm getting
What's in
out of
my
here.
future? Can you tell me what's in my future?
What is it in the future? Do you have a course
I
already
do.
with the
Yeah,
eating?
yeah.
You
And
offer
by
a
the way,
class?
I have a course that's called Master Your Body. In this course, I'm going to teach you how to
Ooh.
actually understand your body and how to address symptoms that you have. For example, your adrenal fatigue, or it could be neurological fatigue. But anyway, I teach you how to address fatigue, how to address any symptoms that you experience in inflammation in the body or weight gain, for example, or I don't know.
Girl, sign me up because I'm your client. I'm your client, okay? Getting good, right, and healthy. I want to bring my other decks because I feel like stuff I already know. Hold
And the
on.
heavy metal detox guide that I have is actually free. And if you're interested, just let me know and I will share it with you. You can go to my website and
Hmm.
get your free heavy metal detox guide that tells you
I
exactly
love
what you need to do.
that. Yes, she's here to get us healthy. Polina. Ooh, okay. Okay. All right, hold on. I got these new decks. Hold on. Okay, let me see what I can see for you. I'm thinking, I'm just going spirit, whatever. General, whatever. But yeah, I'll get all your stuff and I'll put it in the show notes. Oh,
Yay.
that's interesting. You're gonna be traveling soon. Have you thought about traveling?
Yes.
You're gonna be like point blank period. You're gonna be traveling soon. Hold on. Okay, here we go. A new world. So we have a new world.
Uh-huh.
We have adventure. And girl,
Ooh, I love it.
I'm telling you what I feel. This is inner, this is outer, this is like your life. You're moving. You're gonna be moving. And like not only that, it's like I don't know if you've thought of this. Spirit is showing me it's like they're showing me two things. They're showing me your business and they're showing me your life. I feel like maybe I could talk about it after. That's what I'm gonna do. After we like end the podcast, I'll be telling you what I see, like your personal life. I don't want to put your stuff out there, but in your business, it's like I feel like you'll be like growing, but I'm going back to the card of use your hands, and then this. It's like I don't know if you do everything online. I don't know, like I feel like you're gonna be traveling and you're gonna be doing something in person with people, which is interesting because every time I have someone on and I pull for them, they're gonna be doing something in person. Spirit is showing me community. They're showing me like you're gonna be doing groups. I don't know if you already do groups in like online, but you're gonna be doing groups in person. Um,
Yay. I love it.
have you thought of like doing a store? Have you thought of having your own store?
No, I haven't thought about it, but I thought about doing retreat.
I see that and I'm seeing like I'm trying to see what this is. If it's like a store. I feel like there's just gonna be so much. It's crazy. It's dual we live in a world of duality. And I feel like there's gonna be a lot of like things changing in your personal and your business is gonna skyrocket,
Yay.
is what I see. But girl, that's amazing. I do because like the community, it makes me wonder if that's a retreat where I see you, I literally see you with people and I see you like you're like in this what I see, it's like you're outside and it's like grass and like there's like mountains and you're teaching,
Mm-hmm.
you're talking and there's like women just there,
I love it.
which
I
is
love
great.
it.
I love that. I love that. Oh my goodness. But yes, girl, I feel like just what I see, you'll be moving in your business, you'll be moving in your personal, like physically moving, and possibly I'm seeing like a plane if you're going to be taking like a vacation or something.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yay.
I
Thank you.
love that. Yay. But thank you for having me, or thank you for having me, Cynthia. Thank you for being on here, girl. I'm all over the place. Um, go on and like let us know any like socials that you have or like where we can find you.
I'm on Instagram. You can find me on Instagram, Polina LeRoy, my name. And that's primarily where I'm sharing my truth.
Mm-hmm.
You can also join my Facebook group that I just created. And
Woo! I love it.
yeah, I feel like I want to create more private space
Community.
for community. Yeah. And and yeah, and I'm offering right now Master Your Body course, which is about understanding your body. Because I think the problem in our society comes from our disconnection from the bodies. We have all these problems because we're disconnected
100%.
from our bodies. And going to some kind of experts that will tell you what's happening in your body, yeah, it's good, but also good to have your own connection with your body, your own understanding of the body. And when you can understand your body's needs, I think you will be able to take care of it for decades ahead.
I feel like it's a form of grounding because I feel like, I feel people think that grounding is just like just going outside, but literally, I feel like the definition of grounding is you feeling safe and okay and healthy in your body, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's amazing that you're providing that space. But I'm gonna put all your socials and stuff. And again, thank you for having me. And I'm gonna end
Thank
it.
you. Thank